Hello, everyone. Welcome to our show, Spin the Career Wheel with Nikkhiel Malhottra. Today, we have with us Haider Al-Mazrakchi, Career Advice and Guidance Manager at University of Birmingham, Dubai campus. And along with him, we have Amy Haworth, Career Advisor at University of Birmingham, UK campus. Today, we are going to talk about when a student joins an international university, what is the requirement they have, or what is the need they have with the careers cell so that they have a successful global career. And we are going to specifically talk about what University of Birmingham per se does for their students so that they have a successful career. So come join us in this discussion with our guests. Welcome, Haider. Welcome, Amy. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Hello, good to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks. So so let's begin at the beginning. A lot of Indian families, they want their kids to study in an international university, and they want this as a stepping stone for a successful global career. And when a student joins an international university, career cell, career department becomes very important. What do you say? What do you think? When should a student start engaging with the career department at each of your campuses? What is the best time for them to start?
Yeah, so I'd say as early as possible. So we offer pre-entry support for our international students. So we have online career pathways, which is career information that they can access. And we also have pre-entry workshops, which cover various aspects of the recruitment process, the support that they can get, thinking about part-time work, lots of different things that might be questions around the aspect of careers that they can access from us. But thinking about it early means that they'll be prepared when they come to the UK to hit the ground running, so to get started straight away. We have lots of careers fairs, lots of opportunities to meet employers. So the more that they know about that, the more they can engage with those activities.
Correct. So, any thoughts?
Yeah, so I completely agree with what Amy said. For example, in the Dubai campus, we support even prospective students on open days or even on online events before they even become students by talking about the importance of careers and the career service and using our service, just to make sure that from day one they know what they need to do to be competitive in the job market. And when they become our students, they can basically hit the ground running so that by the time they graduate, they can have a better career.
Yes, and I totally agree. And I think coming from an Indian student's perspective, when our students go into a different country, they normally face three challenges. One of the biggest challenges, they're away from their family, from a family which was always there to support them, even mind smallest of the things. So that's the first challenge. The second challenge is they come to study in a different academic system altogether. They are not used to that. And the third biggest challenge is they enter into an unfamiliar job markets. How do you think, or do you think there is any particular specific career program which you have to cater to such a need?
Yeah. So in Dubai, most of our students are international students. So we are very well aware of all the challenges that they face. And we make sure that we have a lot of teams in place to make sure that this is as seamless as possible. So one example is obviously well-being, but careers does play a very important part.
Correct.
So we do have very dedicated focus on supporting international students and understanding the labor market. We do have workshops, we have events, we have even in-class sessions to teach them about basically the legal requirements of the job market, what they need to do to prepare, how to have a CV that fits the requirements of the local market, and everything in between, even interview preparation, things to look out for, etc. So we make sure that from A to Z, our students, whether they're international, local, they're very aware of the local market, of the recent trends, and what they need to do to be competitive.
Anything from
Yeah,
you
it
on
was
that?
the Edgbaston campus is large. There's lots of different departments and ways that students can access support, and there is a lot of support available for them. So we do have an international team, a wellbeing team, a careers team, but there's also support from their personal tutors. But I think it was also to say that it really is a global campus. I mean, I think both of them are. You know, we have students from around the world and staff, but also many different ethnicities that are home students as well. well.
Right.
So I think that, students are used to mixing with a really
Correct.
wide
Yeah.
and varied range of people. And there is a lot of support available for them. From thinking about the careers aspect that you said, we have our Birmingham Award, which is the Birmingham Award is exclusive to Birmingham students, and there are several aspects to it. But one element is students take part and do reflections about 4 different activities that they've taken part in. And these are from a really broad range of things.
Okay.
But that helps the students to integrate on campus and feel part of the community.
Correct.
And then getting to reflect on that as well means that they're harnessing that and seeing how that can be valuable to them in terms of skills development, which then translates to being able to talk about that to employers as well.
Right. So now when I look at, so when students study in India, our universities, there's a lot of focus around placements, around getting a job after your education is over. And at times, students get overwhelmed with engaging with the career departments. The biggest challenge, which I think they will face is, how do they balance the academics along with the initiatives at the careers team? Do you think they face challenges there? Or is there any mechanism wherein you figure out that, okay, they are doing well in academics and now this is what they should do?
Yeah, well, so the Birmingham Award is and the postgraduate version as well have been built to be really flexible and work around their studies. Obviously, in terms of them taking on activities and part-time work, they need to think about the balance. And we would advise students to settle in a bit before they take on too much.
Correct. And that's the reason I asked this question, because some of the students might just land up and say, okay, let me find a part-time job. And wherein they forget that the core reason of you coming here is to make sure that you pass with a successful degree.
So I think also the university is very well aware of that. And that's why part of the university policy is that they advise students not to work more than 20 hours per week, for example, to ensure that they can balance their studies with their work. I think it's important to note that as students, we want them to be competitive in the job market. We want them to get as much experience as possible, to develop as many skills as possible. But we're also aware that at the end of the day, they're here for a degree and they want to achieve a top 100 university in the world degree. And that will be challenging in itself. That will be demanding in itself. So we do support them as a career service to be aware of these things. And the university in general is also very aware of that and includes it in its policies.
So coming back to the internships and the paid internships, on the legal frame which you just mentioned. So let's talk about Dubai first. What happens when a student joins the university? If they get an internship, are they allowed to do a paid internship? Or is it like a non-paid internship? And the next question is, part-time jobs, how many hours are they allowed from the government?
Right. So in Dubai specifically, they are definitely allowed to take on paid internships. There are opportunities that are unpaid internship, but we take it as a university, as a career service in Dubai policy, that we kind of motivate employers to at least pay for transportation and lunch breaks.
And that's very positive of you.
So we want to make sure that our students do get something, that they're not completely unpaid and they don't just, it's not just the work experience that's the focus. But with regards to ensuring that they get part-time opportunities as well, that is not very common in Dubai specifically for students. And I think Amy might, in UK might be a bit different. But in Dubai, internships are the main way to get work experience, especially in the paid format. There are other opportunities to get work experience on campus. So we do have a casual work scheme where students can work as lab assistants, research assistants, work in the marketing internship, as for example.
Within the university.
Within the university as well, yes. So we do provide internal and external support, but part-time specifically is not as common. The main focus that we have in Dubai is internships.
Oh, that's very interesting. Very, very, very good to know that. Coming over to UK, and I think a lot of students really want to work part-time, and maybe it's also to do with the kind of wages you can get when you work part-time or the expenses, their day-to-day expenses. Maybe your feedback on Birmingham, I don't know.
Going back to what we were talking about earlier, first of all, I think I've seen students who have solely focused on their studies and then they get to the end and then they're like, well, I'm going to get first, but they haven't done anything else. And that doesn't look great to an employer. Then you have students who have done too much other things and perhaps haven't. So I do think that there's a balance to be struck for the students. But I think, what we were saying before about settling in is useful to kind of give themselves a bit of time and not rush into things. But then on campus, we have work links. So similar to what Haider was talking about, they can have jobs on campus in a really wide range of areas. So I've had somebody working with me in careers on things like social media, but then there are more technical roles as well. So that's good. And it's a way that they can balance that. In terms of the requirements, so again, it's 20 hours is the government sort of requirement. And then thinking about summer internships, for our undergraduate students, when they're not studying in the summer, they can access internships. And that can be with a range of different employers. Usually summer internships, they need to apply for those quite early. So when you were saying about when do they need to start thinking about careers, getting an understanding that you need to apply in the autumn term, so kind of September, October, up to the sort of Christmas break that we would have in the UK, and be applying for those. There's lots of support, lots of information, lots of help from Careers Network for those. But we also appreciate that those aren't suitable for all students, not just in terms of government legislation, but, for some students, they thrive better in a smaller employer. They get access to more things potentially with a smaller employer. It's looking really at what suits the individual. And I think really that's where the guidance comes in. That's where we can work with students on a one-to-one basis, have a chat to them about what really is suitable for them.
Yeah, and that was my next question, which you answered, is like, when we talk about internships, do big companies also come on campus? Yeah. Or are they just the small companies who will come and recruit students for the internships?
So Birmingham, at the moment, we're the most targeted employer, targeted university by employers, sorry. But regardless of that, we have for a long time had large employers coming onto campus, and we have some big careers fairs that are themed in different areas to make it easier for students to access them. So we have our main careers fairs, which have got a range of employers, and then we have one specifically for law, for business, for science, engineering and technology, and we have just hundreds of employers that want to come, and they value what the University of Birmingham students have to offer, but that includes international students as well.
And I think parents will love that word, that hundreds of employers want to come and recruit. So they are sending their kid to a university wherein there's a lot of opportunity, and as long as the student is sincere, as both of you mentioned, that they really want to engage well in time, I'm sure that they'll be able to have a successful career. Coming back to one term which you use, that summer internship. Like when I talk about summer internship, what do you mean? What is the duration like? It's like a month, 3 months, or some weeks?
Well, if what I was talking about before was with larger employers, so they will recruit specifically, and it will be a set duration that they want interns to work for. But there are lots of other types of internships that students at the University of Birmingham can access. So with our Be Experienced internships, lots of those are flexible as well. So when you were mentioning before about how do they fit things around their studies, we have a range of different opportunities which are sourced with a range of different sized employers. And students can really find things that work best for them. So there are summer opportunities that are a longer, maybe 6 weeks, maybe a couple of months, depending on the employer. And then there are Be Experienced internships, which we source, where those are negotiated with our team and the employer in terms of what will work for our students and what will work for them. And then they can bring them in and support them for that duration. So that there is a really wide range.
I agree. So coming, you want to say something?
Yeah. So I think with regards to internships, specifically looking at Dubai, because as I mentioned, in Dubai, internships are the main way to get work experience. We have two versions of internships. So we have the normal typical internship, which is mainly for first year and second year students to get that kind of important work experience. And those are usually 1 month to 3 months long. And they usually take place within the academic year, or it can also take place during vacation time, like summer, etc. But the graduate internships are typically longer. So they're 3 months to 6 months. And they're mainly looking for final year students or those who just recently graduated to basically test them before they actually offer them possibly a longer term opportunity. Like test before you buy kind of thing. So yes, there are two types of internships that they vary in length depending on the format.
So another question to you, Haider. So in India, Dubai is becoming one of the favorable destinations for Indian students to go and study. One of the key reasons is it's very near, it's hardly 3-hour flight and you'll be in Dubai. And now with University of Birmingham in Dubai, I think you are talking about getting a world top 100 and I think it might be the best ranked university in Dubai. Yeah? Yeah, in terms of the global rankings.
Yes. So we are, one of the top 100 universities in the world. At the moment, I'm not aware of another university. I think there are maybe small other universities having just few degrees in the region. But in terms of having a full-fledged university, University of Birmingham is the main one in the region.
So one thing which a lot of parents might think that the main campus is in Birmingham, Dubai campus might be a small building campus. So what exactly? I'm being very blunt here, but what is your call on?
I advise them to just Google our campus. It's actually very new. It's purpose built. It's a beautiful campus, really big, and it has still room for more students. So we are always looking to expand and have more students on board.
I've seen that video, and I deliberately asked you this question because I know that was a surprise to me. Oh, really? You have that? Is Dubai that big? Because when you see Dubai, you say, oh, it's all compacted and everything.
Not at all. We have a very nice, very big campus, very wide. And it's also sustainably built. So when the campus was built, we had sustainability in the forefront of our mind. So it's very technologically advanced to make sure that everything is sustainable. It's a beautiful campus. And I really encourage parents, students to just look at the videos. It's a lovely campus, and I think you would have amazing time there.
And most of them will be happy to visit Dubai, visit the campus in person, even when their kids are in class 11. So coming back to the main question of successful career. So I'll tell you there are 3 categories of students once they finish their education. So one category who wants to get a job and work in that country where they have come for study. One category with students from big family businesses and they want to come back and expand their businesses. And then there is a third category, a student from a middle class family, very aspirational, but doesn't want to work anywhere, want to be an entrepreneur, want to have his own startup. So let's one by one, I'll ask you, but I'm giving you, these are 3 categories and we need to understand what is that they'll get at the university so that I can help them do what they really want to do. So the first thing we have already talked about that, yes, we know there are good companies who are coming up, but how about the third part, which is like the students who want to start up something on their own? Are we doing something for something like that?
At the Birmingham campus, we have our Be Enterprising team, and we give a lot of support to startup businesses. And actually, 25% of those last year were from international students as well. So we are used to working with international students. And we have our Elevate program, which helps them to think about the business that they want to start up and actually help them to develop that opportunity as well. So there is a lot of help around that. And kind of blending into the others, we appreciate that enterprising skills, which are needed for starting up a business, are also increasingly valued by a broader range of employers as well. So they want to see that students are thinking outside the box, that are able to put the thought in themselves, and a lot of, the range of that goes alongside that. So there are a range of different things that we build in, that some of which are in their courses. If not, there are opportunities that they can access, things that we would call work-like experience. So these are employer challenges where employers might have a real-life business problem, and they either virtually or in person come onto campus. Students are placed in groups of people that they may not have worked with before. Kind of simulating a real work experience where you might be put in teams, and they're asked to come up with a solution because the employers get value because they get the creativity, the innovative ideas of these young, fresh minds.
Correct.
And the students get the experience of working on a real problem in an example way that they might do in the workplace as well. So those kind of opportunities absolutely exist within Careers Network, but also in courses as well.
Yeah. And with regards to Dubai, we also take entrepreneurship, very, very serious, and we promote it a lot on our campus. So we have a very, very active. So on top of Be Enterprising, which is our kind of entrepreneurship kind of focus as a university. We also have a very, very active student society. So this is something that students work on together, and we work with that student society to ensure that we have like a lot of events, entrepreneurship events, and a lot of activities that will help students be aware of entrepreneurship as a career choice. So one of those events is Entrepreneurship Day, which is a full day of activities where students can showcase business ideas that they're working on. And we even have judges from industry professionals who can fund these opportunities and basically provide support to those, either as mentorship or as monetary support.
That's great. Because a lot of students really want that small seed funds to help them grow.
Exactly. And it's very motivating to basically tell students that, yes, your idea is actually business, it's viable option and it's a viable idea. And one other opportunity that they have is the inter-campus entrepreneurship competition, where Dubai campus and Birmingham campus, basically, they put their best ideas and best entrepreneurship ideas forwards for students, and we declare a winner. I have to say Dubai won the last 2 years.
There's already a competition here.
Yeah, but honestly, it just shows you that across both campuses, so many brilliant minds, so many amazing business ideas, and so much support available as well.
Yeah, well, I think that's very positive. So coming back to the first question, out of the three situations, the first situation is, what happens after graduation for a student who wants to work in that country? Which also means, what are the legal framework, the work visas they can get, and eventually how can they fit into the workplace?
Yes. So looking at Dubai, it's important for students to know that the support doesn't end after they graduate. So we still provide support after they graduate, and they can still access the full suite of the career service after they graduate. Looking at the legal requirements specifically, because we are a top 100 university in the world, our degree basically allows them to apply for what's called a golden visa. In the United Arab Emirates. So a golden visa basically allows them to reside in the country from minimum of 5 years to 10 years. Other universities might not provide that opportunity, but because our degree is such a strong degree and widely recognized across the world, it enables them to apply for that visa with the government.
So you are saying once you finish a degree at University of Birmingham, Dubai campus, student can apply a golden visa, wherein they can reside up to 5 to 10 years. When you say reside, like they can work, they can start their own business.
Start their own business. Yes. So a lot of companies do still offer sponsorship, even if they don't get the golden visa. But having a residence permit in the country does facilitate being able to also, access opportunities in the country.
I agree. I think that's a very positive thing. Coming over to the UK campus. Now, what happens in UK? What are the guidelines, and what does the journey look like for a student who gets a job, and what happens then?
Yeah, so if students are looking for work, they can apply for the graduate visa. Currently, this is 2 years. If they haven't secured something straight away, there is lots of support from Careers Network. So our graduates get career coaching and can access the full range of our services. And just to say that they get that for life. If they have secured work, then they will either go on to a graduate visa or a skilled worker visa. But that's kind of dependent on the role and how that journey kind of...
But for now, every student can get a work visa, an opportunity to work in UK. So it's not that they have to immediately come back to their home country.
No.
So there's a provision wherein they are able to stay back in UK and look for a job if at all they have not got it. And if they have to look for a job, your careers team is there to support them as long as they want that support, like for some years, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's a very positive thing. Now, another thing, like another situation, a student spends 3 years, all this parents' hard-earned money got into getting that degree, and example, COVID happens, war happens. economy breaks down and this student doesn't get a job. What happens then? What happens to this student? How we support him, say 2 years from that situation, the job market comes back. Can he come back to the university and you guys are ready to support such students?
Yeah, absolutely. Just going back to the 3 categories that you presented before, I wanted to say that there's also a 4th category, which is those students that we see quite a lot who actually want to come back and get work in India, but that maybe don't have the family connections or aren't interested in entrepreneurship. And at the moment, it's currently in development that we are going to have a member of staff in India that will be supporting students with looking for work.
Something like jobs back home?
Yeah. So there's that support available. If there is a struggle for students in terms of finding work, then from Birmingham, they get extended support, so lifelong support from Careers Network, and they'll be able to access our online resources and to seek us out for an appointment as well.
So just to add to that, I think when things happen, especially when they're a student, the university takes, mental health very, very seriously. We have a brilliant well-being team. I work very closely with them in the Dubai campus. They're amazing people, and they make sure that when these challenges do come up, not only are they supported from a careers perspective, they also supported from a mental health perspective and well-being perspective. And I think the scheme that Amy just mentioned is really is still in development, but we have already created it for China, where we work very closely with people in China, with colleagues in China, to ensure that Chinese students find that support in finding work back home. And this will be applied for India as well very soon. And I think this is in collaboration with the University of Glasgow. So we're working very closely with partnerships across the world, across the UK as well, to provide that extra support.
That's a very positive news, because I tell you, these days I see there was a time when parents used to come and say, I want my kid to be settled in that country. But I think times are changing. Parents want them to get a good education, good exposure, and then India is growing and there are huge opportunities, good pay packages. They really want them to come back, and that worry is always there. Who will support them when they are back at home? And I think this is a very positive thing which you just mentioned, the initiative which you guys are talking about. It will be welcoming for all of us here in India. Thank you so much for that. So another question. So my questions will never end. Another question. So when a student wants to go to a university like Birmingham, wherein they know it has a huge alumni network, and obviously most of them will be at the top of so many organizations, looking at the rankings, how active is this alumni network? Do they work with the careers team? Do you really are able to make sure that the alumni network is active, and if some students want to interact among themselves, there are opportunities there?
Yeah, I think, firstly, there's an element of students being kind of supported to do that for themselves. So we offer lots of support around using LinkedIn, making the most of LinkedIn, how to build their own connections, because understanding what the career area that they want and how to build a network around that is really important. But then we also have various events and activities on campus, and those offer a range of different students. So, for example, I just did one that was for students that have already got some experience. So perhaps aimed more at our postgraduate students, but we identified that there was a need that they, they don't have the same needs as our younger students. So we created an event where they could network with alumni specifically around that. And that's just one example. There's lots of other things that we work on in a similar way. But I think it's also, we will anticipate and have a look at what our students are saying, what they're saying they want, and then we will respond to that as well. But there are lots of events and activities, from our big fairs to insight events where, if somebody knows that they want to work. For example, I arranged one about research careers outside of academia, because that's a big area that our students are interested in. And we got alumni, some of which were international, to come and talk online, and students could ask questions online. So it's a range of different formats as well.
I agree.
Not just face-to-face networking. But there was, in conjunction with our guild, we just hosted a large-scale event for students, which again was focusing on those that are our international students and hearing about where those alumni have gone on to and what top tips they would give those that, you know, are in the shoes that they used to be in. You know, they kind of recognise the anxieties that they might have, and they can really talk to them about and anticipate kind of what questions they might have and answer their queries. That was in a face-to-face format.
Correct.
I think it's just important to reiterate that University of Birmingham has been around for a very, very long time. So at the moment, we have over 350,000 alumni across 18 different networks.
That can be equivalent to a population of a small town.
Exactly. Like it's a lot of people, and they're all over the world. As I say, 18 different networks that, you know, no matter where you go geographically, you can access them, and you'll find you'll find people, especially across our alumni groups, who are willing to help, willing to mentor, willing to support in your career or in any other issues that you would like to you know, in your professional life. So, you know, we are a big university. Our alumni network is massive, and you'll always be supported after you graduate.
Yeah, and my personal example, I went to a doctor a couple of years back, and I entered his chamber and I could see a University of Birmingham degree. So that time I was not in touch with anyone in Birmingham, but yeah, that was my experience. And I even discussed and talked about him. How come you're back here, and what was the career path? So I think, what you're saying, I can now relate to that. It happened with me. And normally you'll have doctors to have all those degrees. You might not have a software engineer to have that degree somewhere. So you never know.
And we still get alumni who come to our campus in Dubai, who offer their support, and we weren't even aware that they were, you know, in the country. They're like, oh yeah, I just recently came to the country. I love my university. I would like to support. And these are people in senior positions and you know, the Big Four. So this particular person needs to work in EY. So we always get surprised by how big our alumni network is. You know, that it's even beyond our own you know, recognition.
Yes. So so one last question, and then we'll end this. While everything is so good, we see everything, the rankings, everything, how realistic it is to get a job once a student finishes his degree in UK or per se Birmingham?
So I think there's a lot of things to consider. This is a very specific question, but there's a lot of things that we need to take into account. You know, at the moment, the world is changing so quickly with AI, with the world economy having massive challenges across all regions. You know, I don't think there's a region right now that's having a booming economy. You know, everybody's struggling in one way or another. So I think what's important to ask here is, how active is the student? You know, how much are they willing to take advantage of the support that we offer? As a university, we offer so much support to students, so much. But I think what's important is that they don't wait too long and play catch up. They need to be active from day one. They need to actually ask us for the support so that we can help them get where they want to be.
Correct. Any of your observations, Amy, on that?
Yeah, I think those that do the best are the ones that have a targeted approach. So I do see students that have more of a scattergun approach. They're just applying for everything, or, you know, and perhaps using AI to put their applications.
Great. Thank you so much, guys, for taking time out today for this podcast. And I'm sure students and parents will love this. Thank you so much, all the students, for listening to us, and keep watching us. Stay tuned for new and upcoming career topics. Thank you so much.